Jeff Prosser here, and we're talking draft. Denny Thompson, Ryan the Hacker Green are with me. Boys, if you follow the mock drafts, and I know you do, we've reached a doggone near consensus. It's not even any fun anymore. Every mock draft I click on, Jawan Taylor, University of Florida, to the Jags number 7. So, Denny, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on Jawan Taylor? Yeah, it's very solid in Gainesville.
Yeah, I love it. Originally, I thought maybe Greg Little. Mm-hmm. I've always thought offensive tackle position, but I really like Jawan Taylor. I think Jawan Taylor's got humongous upside. I mean, you're talking about a kid who was extremely overweight coming out of high school, got all of his weight down, showed a ton of discipline, continued. Really, if you think about the Florida class, Martez Ivey was the gem of that class, and then Jawan Taylor just outworked him. And now we're here. I mean, I think that bodes really well for an NFL career.
Look, I can remember Jawan Taylor being forced into the Tennessee game as a freshman, and how he flashed from then at a very early sign. And Hacker, C.C. Jefferson of Florida said something that I thought was interesting down at the pro days. Now, look, granted, your own teammates are going to tend to be on your side and speak longly of you. But, you know, he said when he punches at Jawan Taylor, it's like hitting a slab of steel. I think if you're a scout, that's the kind of description you like, at least.
No, it is a description you like. The problem I have, Jeff, it's not so much Jawan Taylor, it's the position that he plays. I mean, I do a show every day with Leon Searcy, former right tackle in the NFL. And Leon Searcy says every day he would not draft a right tackle at number 7. That's just too high. Now, the NFL is changing a little bit, more emphasis on the right tackle, but at the 7th overall selection, if you have defensive line needs, if you have tight end needs, do you want to go in the direction of a right tackle? Jawan Taylor is a fine football player. I just don't know if that's the position the Jaguars need to go for.
Denny, and today, this ain't 1972, okay? We don't take a 7-set drop and the quarterback never look to his left. I know that left tackle is still going to be considered, you know, the more important position, but haven't the two positions come a little closer together in value than they did even when the Jags, you know, first started in 95?
Oh, absolutely. I think, to Hacker's point, the problem is you may have taken a right tackle 2 years ago and forced him to left tackle with Cam
Robinson.
You know, so that's one problem. But to your point, Jeff, like that right tackle is not the dominant run blocker anymore. He's just the right side of the left tackle. He's still pass blocking. So I think it is very valuable at 7. I think more valuable than what a tight end would be. And if I'm going to take an offensive lineman, it's going to be Jawan Taylor.
You know, the irony is that Tony Baselli, the cornerstone of the franchise, drafted as the left tackle, and we kind of always forget that Mark Brunell was a left-handed quarterback. It was the right side that was his blind side. So if it's is it a right tackle? Is there a left tackle that you like, Hacker, or would you just rather see him go in a different position? Because there should be tackle depth, guys, right? Round 2 should give you, you know, still some pretty decent names available.
We talked to a young man at the Senior Bowl, Jeff, Andre Dillard from Washington State. Here's a guy that showed out at the Combine, showed out at the Senior Bowl. I think he's a very good football player. All the scouts love him. Again, do you take him in the top 10? I don't know. And you know, Jawan Taylor to me is fine. You know, I think Jawan Taylor is the right choice. I just question the positioning a little bit. But if it's not Jawan Taylor, I would look at Andre Dillard. My question is, and something we've thrown out there, if you draft Jawan Taylor, you keep Cam at left tackle, certainly. If you were to draft Andre Dillard, the left tackle out of Washington State, to Denny's point, could you move Cam Robinson potentially to right tackle then to replace Jeremy Parnell?
I guess you could.
You could. I'd rather draft another position first round and then go Greg Little.
I want an elite defender. There seem to be so many out there.
It's such a strong defense draft. Draft to what the draft is suitable for, and then go get Little in the second round.
All right, well, I don't know who the Jaguars are going to draft, but the next mock draft you look at, Jawan Taylor, tackle, Florida.